Hey everybody, welcome back to the live stream cello lesson. Today we're going to continue on with the rest of the third movement of Brahms Cello Sonata in E minor. Let's continue on. Let's pull up our music. So last time we got up to letter D, right? So and then letter D. We're gonna start from letter D now. And I think today we'll see how the lesson goes. You're gonna see there's gonna be a lot of repeated things in the end. You'll see a lot of similar things, and you'll see some new things here as well. So let's start with our animato here, and pretty straightforward. So we're still in tenor clef, so we're gonna start on G here, right? And then it's animato, but we're not gonna play any faster than before, right? We're gonna stay steady. And here we are gonna bounce the bow, right? But for now, let's just figure out the notes, right? So it's, and then shift to fourth position to start on our A, and then shift again, right? So we're doing like that, right? We're always going to be shifting to our first finger for all those triplet figures. 1 extension 2 4, 1 3 4, 1 2 3, right? And same thing here. One thing to remember about upper positions here, especially on the D string, is try not to hang your elbow down, your left elbow down. You're just gonna end up catching it on the shoulder of the cello here. So try to raise it so you have clearance, right? You can just drop your hand down the fingerboard like that. So just remember to just not even much, right? Right? So practice that. You can practice all your tuning with open strings. You can tune it with the open G string, I guess. And then the next one you can't, right? But the fingering is pretty straightforward. It's the same thing except you're starting on the G sharp, right? So that G sharp. We're gonna just play simple, something simple. 4 2 1, down down. All right. So those triplet figures, the bouncy. I'm almost bouncing it manually, but I am kind of utilizing the natural bounce, right? I'm controlling the natural bounce of the bow. So the difficult part of that fingering and the articulation is coordinating the shifts, right? Right? So just take it slowly. Something that you can do is do rhythmic variation. So, right? So you're kind of getting the alternating bowing, the big bowing motions, right? So down and then up. And then so here we're gonna continue on now. Just focus on the articulation there for the animato in the beginning. So the second line of D, and then so we're gonna stay in position for that E. Same thing for that D sharp. It's just simply an extension, right? And same thing. That F natural from that E flat. If you're having trouble finding that E flat, you can always use the third finger on the G, on the D string. You can find that G. Right? So that's the reference. And then we're in third position now, right? So you can reference your first finger on the G. Fourth position. And then that A flat's gonna be simply an extension behind. And then we're gonna drop down to first position. Second finger here. Alright, so this part, tuning, is very important, right? As well as bowing, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4. Right, and we land here. So this don't freak out about this arpeggio. I'm gonna give you a pretty straightforward fingering, and I think also knowing what kind of chord it is really helps. So from here we play a G major chord, and then from here we're gonna shift down to F natural with our first finger. And then that A flat is simply gonna be our minor third up, right? So just closed position. So that, if we wanna put a chord name to it, it'll be a G dominant flat 9. because of that flat 9, the A flat, right? Right? And then we're gonna still be spelling out that chord. So 1 on the D, 1 on the B, and then A flat, C is going to be on this side. So those are all part of the chords. Of G dominant. If you simply think about it as a G dominant flavor, right? Not necessarily. Don't confuse yourself with the chord names, specific note names, and things like that. If you just have a general idea, it's outlining a dominant chord. I think that's perfectly fine, right? So here, A flat, right? So we're still in the same chord. This A flat to C is going to be an extension. Just be aware of that. And that is an A flat here as well, right? Same A flat as this. And then instead of complicating it here, in the next section, I'm just gonna maintain open string, maintain the position, right? So, O, and then A flat here, same thing, right? A flat, same thing here, right? So, and then this is going to be fourth position, that that F natural. So like that, right? And then here, we're gonna maintain our fourth, or on the C string, we're gonna do harmonic. Like that. So, for the chords like that, really, here, if you have that note, you're definitely spelling out some kind of minor sound with it, right? So one way to get really familiar with the hand movements is practicing all the shifting points, right, of the first finger. So especially from the very last line, like that. So if you practice all the first finger shift points, you're gonna be okay, because everything is simply just your fourth finger falling in line, right? But your first finger is basically the reference point of all the shifts here, right? So right? So if you practice all the you're gonna be fine. A little trick on that transition there. As you play that beat, I also have my first finger touching the D string, right? I'm not on it on top of it, but I can slide into it. Just be aware that, yes, I know you're using your fourth finger there, and you can lift, I know you can lift your first finger there, but it's a lot more stable if you leave your first finger down. Right? It's stable in terms of your position. You know where your positions are going to be, as well as in terms of tuning, right? If you lift your finger, you have the potential of losing that intonation, right? It's not a knock on you, it's just physics, right? It's very difficult to land in the same place twice, repeatedly. I guess that's the whole point of practicing, right? To get better at the probability of landing those positions better. But in this case, kind of prepare your first finger to be able to slide into the kind of slide over into the D string, right? Generally that's a pretty solid skill to develop. Shifting across with the same finger. Right? So try and practice that. If doing two notes at a time is weird, just do slowly doing. And try to, at first, try to add those glissandos. But remember to shift after the bow change. So don't do it before, right? Not like that. Once you make the bow change, you can then start shifting. Same thing here. Right? So glissando in order to get your tuning right and get the motion of the shifts. Once you have that down, you can do your regular shifting, right? So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Page turn and letter E. All right. So letter D basically is just a transition into our new section here. All right, so let's continue on to letter E. In letter E, we are basically here we are starting to kind of modulate a little bit and get more interesting with the idea, right? So starting from E, very similar idea from a similar motif, right? So I like to play the fourth finger here. And here you can shift. And then shift down, the same thing. 4, 2. And then same position, open. So here, extension, shift, extend. Same position. So that part, essentially, it's just descending fifths, right? I think we hear that a lot. It's a lot more common in jazz, but it is very So that's just what it sounds like. The only reason why we're doing with the fingering that we're doing it is to keep everything on one string, right? So that's the only reason why we're doing it with that fingering. So please be wary of the tuning. If you have trouble tuning it, just, you know, do the normal fingering to get the right, in order to get the right notes in your ears. Hold up. Alright, pretty straightforward there. Moving on to the next phrase. We've seen this motive before, right? So, here we're not gonna do all down bow, right? We're gonna stay in position, shift to second position. So, we're just gonna do down downs on the first quarter notes only. So like that. Fourth finger on the F sharp. E will be with the second finger. Like that, right? So, shift to second position. Half position, fourth finger on C sharp. So here we have sorry. So you're gonna have to feel that triplet here. So maybe think in the quarter notes, maybe think of the eighth notes instead. Anywho, just feel the big big beats there. Don't lose the big beats. Big beats are important there. So. So here. We have that motif, da 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 dee dee, but we're kind of shifting around with it. We move down half step. I don't know why I wrote those fingerings. Alright, so that interval, the C sharp to E sharp, which is F natural, right? It's gonna make a major third. So keep that interval in mind. Notice how I'm still maintaining my wrist pretty flat. I'm raising my elbow here, right? And then maintain that position again. We're dropping it to C major instead of... And then here is a little bit different. Here is going to be on the G string. Here's the D string. So B natural, D sharp, right? And then here, A sharp, which is the same as B flat, right? So A sharp and D sharp. I do this. Just play the fourth above. And then move down. Same thing. So essentially we're keeping the A sharp the same between, or not A sharp, the D sharp. Right? So keep that in mind. So, and we're always going to be starting this figure up bow. Because we always and letter F. I don't know why they put letter F there. Because I would consider that still the transition. Because I feel like the cadence ends at where I stopped. So I'm going to put that there. So this is all moving towards, we're trying to get back to the beginning, right? We're still in the modulation phase, right? So, bum bum bum, so this part I think is pretty straightforward. on the A string. And for letter F, just normal extension, right? Close, extension. That is slightly shifting around. First finger on C sharp. D sharp. We're gonna land on the D sharp there. Alright. So the following part is probably gonna be one of the more intense parts of the development section. I would say it's almost like a climax. So letter E is, I don't know, it feels very nebulous. It's like we're swimming in cloudy water. That's what it feels like to me. So make up an image in your mind, right? And try to, conjure some kind of image or a scene in your mind. Imagine what this music is a background music of, right? I think that's one of the difficult parts of interpretation. The first part is learning the notes, right? Just that kind of stuff. But after that, what do those notes mean, right? And you can only kind of, there's no correct answer in that. You can only figure it out by yourself. What my teacher told me is, if you can provide a reason for what you're doing, you're not doing it willy-nilly without thinking. If you can actually provide a justification, some kind of justification, even if it's, oh, it sounds good this way, then that way. That is a interpretive decision that you're making, right? So we're trying to get the whole point of these tutorials is to get you to that point of musical decision faster, right? Everyone has to learn all the different notes, all the different fingerings, right? There are certain fingerings that are more comfortable and things like that. But what I'm trying to say is, this section, for example, that probably has a different feeling. It evokes a different feeling for me as it does for you, right? So that's what you're trying to get as a performer. I think what's important is you're feeling something and you're trying to convey that feeling through the music, right? You know how the music makes you feel. The difficult is trying to put those feelings into words and trying to replicate that affect, that emotional affect consistently. But once you make a decision, once you decide, oh, I'm gonna play this way, it sticks with you. So try and make those musical decisions once you learn all the notes. That's really what musicality is. It's just making decisions, right? So letter E, let's give it a whirl, and let's keep on moving on. So letter E, it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, 1, da, 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 3, and that cadence, right? And here, this is pretty difficult shift. So I try and find that C by placing my first finger on that A, harmonic A. Also, trying to sing that note, right, is very difficult. So try and hear the note in your head first. If you have difficulty finding that position, try and find that open A or that harmonic A first, because from there it's just a minor third, right? Alright, so before I get too far ahead, let's make our color. So here, once you find that note, you're going to be, I like to use thumb position. That's our normal thumb position finger. And then for that F sharp, I simply shift down on my shift down to the thumb. Right? And then shift down again. And then I stand there, then stay in the position. And then here, thumb on the B. And that C is going to be restes, right? So if you think about octave, B octave, we simply shift half step up. So until there. Here really it's just exercising your thumb position. Thumb position, it can be very difficult, but once you get it down, it's having an extra finger, right? So if you're having trouble with the thumb strength, here's what I do. I try to kind of either make a fist or hover my fingers over the strings. I have my thumb over both the strings, right, as you should for your normal thumb position. And I shift around with it. That's gonna hurt a lot. You're gonna start getting grooves in your finger, right? Try not to overdo it, otherwise you're going to definitely develop blisters. Once you do that, you can't practice for a while. So do very, very little at a time per day. This is a very long-term process, right? Getting good with your thumb position. Just remember that. And also, if you have a chance to just simply practice thumb position scales, just one octave thumb position scale. Those are exercises that can definitely help you strengthen your thumb, because you need independent strength of your thumb, like you need to be able to press down like that, like with just that strength. Instead of pushing it down with your arm, you're simply pushing it down with your thumb here. Using this muscle in here. So that we're trying to develop that muscle. So it's a little bit of strength training, but use of the very small muscles here. All right, so shift that interval. That interval is very ugly position. We all hate it. The half step between thumb and first finger. There's really no comfortable way of doing it. As long as you can find some kind of way of managing the tuning and the comfortableness of this position, you'll be fine. So here, I am preparing, as I'm playing my thumb, right, of that E, I'm preparing my fourth finger. I'm opening up my hand so I can land, right? Kind of dropping into it. I'm still sliding into it, right? But as I'm playing the thumb, I'm kind of preparing my fourth finger. Like that. So yeah, that section is a little bit hairy, but practice it slowly, and I think you'll be fine. So harmonic to find that C, da da ah, and N. And then then N. And then here we're gonna go into thumb position of B. So for that D sharp, because of that D sharp, we're gonna stay in the that B major form here. So after all of that, we're gonna come to this section, right? So we heard this section before, right? It's kind of like the early parts of the development, right? All right, so thumb position on the F sharp and B, and then here, thumb. So for that D sharp, think of it as a 10th, right? Like a, if you put your first finger on the octave B, like that, right? But instead of doing restes like that, we're gonna shift, right? Cause we're going to shift down to those. So super extension there, or shift. I would shift. And here, 3, 2, 1. Like that. So if you have trouble finding that position, just find the D harmonic. D sharp is right there. And then for that A sharp, I try and think of landing on that F sharp here, and then it's open, major third. Right? And then shift down to first position for that B, C sharp, and D sharp, right? So that's gonna be the shifting point there. So right, and then here until there, until letter G. So I'm gonna mark that until here. That's gonna be our, yeah. Alright, so that's gonna be our light blue section. Light blue section is a little bit intense, but I think so. We're trying. It's getting more intense, and more intense. Brahms is trying to hit all the motifs and all the ideas before he goes to the ending, right? So here I forgot. Sorry, I did not write the fingerings there. Let's clean up the bowing here a bit. Two, 3, 1, and we're gonna bar that. Na, na, na. 4, 2, 1. To third finger. We're gonna land on the third finger here. Same thing. One, 1. All right, so let's zoom in on that part a bit. So 4, bar the C sharp and F sharp. And here, use your fingers to string cross into, because you're only string crossing for one note, right? So Same thing. Da, 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 dum. And here we're gonna do the first finger here. 4, 2, 1. Alright, so light blue is a little bit complicated. It is probably the more intense part. Harmonically, it is intense. We're trying to get back to the opening theme, right? To the recapitulation. So. Heard before, and it's gonna be actually exactly the same as the very beginning. All right, so let's remind ourselves what color that was. So essentially, we're coming back to this section, right? So. Let's make it yellow again. So G, I would argue, is return to the recapitulation, return to the first motifs that he brought up. And that gets clear here in the second yellow phrase, right? In G, you can either follow the fingering, or I do this. Instead of fourth finger, I do third finger. I guess that's just being nitpicky. Here definitely I do this. Alright, this part is a bit weird. So, G. That part is pretty straightforward, and then here. That part is a little bit strange. Be aware of the fingering, and then extension here, and then half step, land on E, Then we're back to the same thing as the very beginning. Right? And this is going to be the exact same. Sorry. So here I'm not really making any comments, mainly because it is the same thing as the very beginning. So if you do have questions, feel free to take a look at the previous lessons. And yeah. And thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been a while. I'm trying to be more consistent in the lessons. So thanks for tuning in. And finally, we're finishing off the Brahms Cello Sonata. So here, it's really the same thing as the beginning, right? That is a 4 here. Four, 3. 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 1. And here, same fingering. I'm just cleaning it up. We're gonna go into 4th position. Do an extension, right? So, let's change that. 4, 2, 1. Here we're gonna, we've talked about this in the other lesson. We are gonna stay in the D string, right? So and we're gonna do thumb position here. It's the same thing as before, right? So here we're literally he's copy pasting essentially, right? If he had a copy paste function, that is what he's doing. He's taking the very first section, first page, right? He's essentially copying from here all the way to here, even more. Oh no, he's actually copying the entire page. If you take a look, so if I'll play through the whole thing, right? So, 2, 3. coming to H, H is going to be the same as letter B, right? Letter B and letter H are identical. So that's how I'm going to mark it. So H is going to be the same thing as B, which is purple. So H is literally the same. Same thing in the fingerings and the bowings, everything. I'll just clean it up here. One. We're doing double down bows here, right? So here is where we change. And that is a hard note to get to. So let's mark that. So letter B, everything is going to be the same until there, pretty much, right? So, so here, that B, we're gonna play on the C string here. So try to get that harmony in your head. Whatever finger works. And then here, maybe second finger so you can shift to first finger. So think of, you have to know the geography of the fourth position here. So fourth finger, right, for that G, which is going to be B flat here. So that B natural is simply going to be half step up from there, right? And from here, harmonic is half step up, right? So imagine shifting your first finger to the harmonic. So you need to have that interval. Or you just try and listen for that chord. It's like an augmented sound. Or, I guess, if you think of it as a ninth, I think you need to hear that it's like a augmented chord that's trying to resolve into something, right? So into that. So yeah, just remember the geography. So G, B is going to be the same position as G sharp, right? then from here, E is going to be the same position as C sharp here. So until there is going to be how he brings it back, right? So essentially, letter G and letter H is going to be the same thing as the first page, letter A and letter B. And then after that, we're going to go into più presto, which is going to be essentially a coda, right? So here, first finger on G natural. Same thing. And then più presto. Più presto is going to be a bit gnarly, to say the least. All right. So let's take a look. We're going to start the più presto with up bow, right? We ended on a down bow, right? Ba-da-da-da. We're gonna be on the up bow position right here. And then, so same thing. If you take a look, it's going to be all, we're shifting, we're doing triplet positions and everything starting on the first finger. I'm gonna play very slowly for now. So E, F sharp, G, extension, right? F sharp, G sharp, or G, G sharp, open. I don't know why I put that fingering there. So right? So pretty straightforward. Right? Of course it's più presto, so it's like so same thing. Just practice your first finger. Except for that. So here I'm still debating, right? Here is fine. So I'm not sure if I should keep on doing or if I should hook the bow, right? Here, definitely, I forgot to write the fingerings here. So, yeah, this bowing also is particularly weird for me. I'm not sure if I like that either. I think I'm gonna do that. But that one also is a little bit weird. So here we're going to do essentially a F sharp major, and then shift down for E major, and then like that. The bowing is going to be a little bit tricky. Let me figure it out real quick. So yeah, let's do that. So it's gonna be like this. We're gonna land on 2 here. Pretty straightforward. And then here. We're just going to stay in the position. Two, 3, 3, 1. 1, 4, 1, 4, 2. 4, 1, 4, 2. 4, 1, 2. Yeah, that's a little bit tricky. So here isn't too bad, right? These are all pretty straightforward. 3, 4, 3. So and here. We're going to stay in position. So that's going to be the initial thing. And then everything else is going to be first finger, 1 4 1 4 1 4, right? So just at 1 3, open 2. Just be aware of that one, and you'll be fine. 1 3. So here, E, D sharp, D natural, F natural, and then extension. So here, this is the only extension here, this guy. So just be aware of that. I'm going to make another one here. So these are the only extended position, the major third, right? Extend, repeat, and another extension here, right? And here I do go to first position. So right, so and we're landing at the triplet part. So and then triplet. So extension close, extension close. Thumb on the F sharp. Right? And then here is a same thing. Just arpeggios. I would just keep it in first position. Just do all open. Easy fingering. Because you're gonna play it fast here. It's pure presto. So taka taka taka. So you want to be nimble. You don't want to be moving as much, shifting around too much, right? So just keep that in mind. And for that, at the last line, when you're playing the last note, when you're playing that last group, triplet group, prepare your thumb. So that way you're shifting, just only shifting down, you're not doing extra motion. One, four, three, and then E minor. So the whole presto is just one great push, right? So I'll play it slowly first, slowly right now under tempo, but you'll get a sense that it doesn't stop. It's like a perpetual motion. You know, in like marathons or any track meets, track races, they always sprint the last little bit, right? It's kind of like that. So da 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 da. that it doesn't stop. Harmonically, it gets more intense, more intense, more intense, and you finally end with a good old dominant 5, and then finally to the E minor. Alrighty, so that is going to be the end of the third movement, and it's a little bit tricky here. So speed is going to be an issue for the più presto. So remember to practice with a metronome, and here really it's all about the first finger shifting, right? You have to be very solid in terms of your shifting. Shifting in the direction of the bow. So I would practice how I told you earlier, just first finger shifts, right? And you can do that as well as the rhythm. Right? So those are all strategies that you can use to help you get up to speed for those parts. All right. Okay, so I think that'll be it for today. I don't know if I should play through the parts. I guess I can try it. Let's try it. Alright, let me try playing from letter D and onwards. And hopefully it'll go well. I'm going to play slightly under tempo, right? So, from letter D, 1, 2, So that's gonna be the second half of the third movement. That is hard. That's gonna be taxing on the hand, on your left hand. It's a very energetic movement. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I think that'll be it for the third movement. Matter of fact, this will be the end of the Brahms Cello Sonata in E minor. So congratulations for those who are working on all three movements. It'll be a challenge. The next challenge will be practicing with the piano, right? The piano accompaniment. So good luck to y'all with that. And yeah, happy practicing with this. Let's see. So, I want to say thank you once again for tuning into the classes. For the next class, I believe I will be continuing with the Bach cello suite, number 3. And in between, I will look at some other pieces, perhaps etudes. I'll also be posting some videos, tutorial videos. I think it is time for me to make a video on shifting as well as vibrato. So stay tuned for those videos. Thanks always for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Happy practicing. Bye.